3, 2, 1. Greetings, peace and blessings. Haki Ami, the success scholar, Dr. Haki Ami, here, the Honorable Rana Sapo. Great day. Hope you all are wonderful. Hope you all are staying warm here, broadcasting live from Baltimore, Maryland, Tubman City. So I wanted to, just come live. A few things that I saw that I thought that, that doesn't necessarily benefit the black community as a whole, holistically. And, I think we have to use discernment. Now, let me just share, for those who may not know, many people obviously, perhaps, I'm sure if you know me, you generally may know Boyce Watkins. I do listen to, him. I have listened to his work, and I got his book some years ago. I went to a weekend thing that he did in D.C., and he has come to the Power Networking Conference over the years. But we also spoke in D.C. I believe he was at an event in D.C. Where this daughter of Malcolm X the daughter of Malcolm X, Aaliyah Shabazz. I believe he spoke there at something, and I spoke there very briefly. Or was that Dr. David Anderson? I'm not sure, maybe getting confused, but I know for sure that Dr. Boyce Watkins spoke at the convention of the oppressed in Cleveland, Ohio, at the RNC, Republican National Convention. That was, I'm not sure how many years ago that was, but so he spoke there. He doesn't he doesn't know me like that, so I'm not pretending that I know him, but I'm on his email list, and I do tune into some of his lives. I've even like I said, I went to one of his conferences. I thought he had some good real estate stock investment analysis and experiences, and so when I'm getting more and more focused in just entrepreneurial wealth building, asset accumulation, and so that I believe is certainly important. So, but Boyce Watkins, also for those, he's also a content creator, right? He considers himself a content creator, and he's been doing this a very, very long time, and so he has, I'm sure, a lot more views, a lot more videos than myself, although I would believe that, I have some more substantive conversations, which, may not be appealing to the algorithms, because I don't like gossip, on celebrity stuff, and, but I saw something. So he posted 2 times. So he commented on, I believe, one of the Black Panther things, and saying something to the effect of why the Black Panthers, they help poor people, but they don't help just like regular black people, or something to that effect. Paraphrasing that, but he shared a video, and I just thought, Dr. Boyce Watkins should know better than this. He has been an affiliate, certainly, with Brother Malik Zulu Shabazz over the years, so he knows, or should know, for instance, that there is a new Black Panther Party, and the difference between this group in Philly, as they express, they are the original Black Panther Party for self-defense. So Boyce Watkins posted this video. He posted this clip, shall I say. I don't know where he got it from, but let me just share this. Let me press play first.
All right, now, so again, that was Mike Payne, and he...
Fair use.
Data is the biggest wealth creation engine to ever exist.
Wait a minute.
Sadly, only
let me get this out of here.
have been able to...
We have an update this morning to breaking news. We first brought you at 11 o'clock last
What in the...
night for the
Wait a minute. How did that happen?
The difference now is we they are, who they're looking for.
Lack of better words, and so he was parents. Okay, there go Huey. Lack of better words, and so he was pretty much.
This one I want to show.
You know, the foolishness of Chairman Paul Birdsong. All right, now. So I saw this video of Huey P. Newton's niece, Maisha Newton, and she has some pretty, strong words. Now, she has some stronger words on her TikTok profile, but I was like, yeah, I can't use a lot of that because she from California for real. But here we go.
My name is Maisha Newton. My father's name was Walter Newton. He was the brother of Huey Percy Newton, who started the Black Panther Party in Oakland, California. Okay? My handle name is Maisha 415 Newton. If you don't believe me, we just came out with the second book, The Roots of the Revolutionaries. This is the roots of Huey P. Newton, okay? That's my father, okay? These are our grandparents, okay? There go Huey right there, okay? I got birth certificate, paperwork, and a whole bunch of Newtons who are ready to listen. This goes out to the Black Panther Party, the new United Black Panther Party, whoever's out there protesting with these Somalians. I'm about to get a cease and desist order against you, and I'm about to sue you. Because you are not going to defame my uncle's name. We're not doing that. See you in court.
All right. So, okay, again, that was Sister Maisha Newton. She is the niece of Huey P. Newton. Of course, you guys know that Huey P. Newton, along with Bobby Seale, is the founders of the Black Panther Party, especially there in Oakland, California.
All right. So this is what Dr. Boyce Watkins posts on, and let me just share. So Dr. Boyce Watkins has a PhD in finance. I respect his, on some levels. Well, there was the Jay Morrison thing that I thought that someone with a PhD should, have enough due diligence and maturity, emotional intelligence to dissect that and not get overwhelmed. If you're going to ride with somebody, ride with a thinker, not somebody that's emotionally putting out information. I'm sorry, not putting out information, but that's putting out a program, an initiative that's supposed to be creating black wealth, and you don't guide them appropriately, you don't oversee, or you don't do your due diligence. And so verify but trust. So that's what I'm gonna say in that regard. So that video with the daughter, the niece of Dr. Huey P. Newton, which, possibly she was, and, no reason to doubt her. But first and foremost, the son of Dr. Huey P. Newton, brother Rico, who I have seen, he inboxed me years ago. He probably inboxed everybody, but some years ago, the son of Dr. Huey P. Newton, so the debate is around this Philadelphia thing. So Dr. Boyce posted this on Instagram, and so I went and I said, well, Dr. Boyce, you know that the niece doesn't know what she's talking about. Dr. Huey P. Newton's niece doesn't know what she's talking about. She said the new Black Panther Party, and if she's been around, see, this is why, people who clout chasing for views, and they don't necessarily, work in their own geographical area, and they don't reach out to people. So my understanding that the original Panthers, the brothers from Philly, they just were in Baltimore. I don't know who they connected to here, but I believe they may have come to Baltimore, before. So, rather recently. But what I'm gonna say, though, for instance, for Dr. Boyce, when you get feedback from somebody that's, on the West Coast or wherever she's from, she, and from that clip, I don't know if she know she just coming on and saying, "Oh, it's the new Black Panther Party. Yeah, I'm gonna sue y'all asses," or whatever she said. And that's not like Dr. Boyce, for instance, she could possibly sue the new Black Panther Party and get it all wrong. So I'm just saying, put a disclaimer out there saying that that this is not the new Black Panther Party, but the guy Birdsong is in the original Black Panther Party. That's all I wanna, say in a, because Brother Malik, and enough, I believe, to know. Well, you should know, because you went to an event with the new Black Panther Party. You were a speaker there, just like myself, and so I'm like, well, I knew that. Damn, I may not be all in these revolutionary places or whatever, but if you, I'm just saying, I knew that when I heard her say, yeah, the new Black Panther Party, you need to get it right. So I went to the Chicago, good sister, my birthday twin, my birthday twin sister Lena Wells. I went to her page and said, hey, well, I hope they know that this is not the Black Panther, because she was a Panther Cub. She was a Panther Cub, and her and Fred Hampton, I know they got things going on up there, beef, just everybody want to be the king of the Panthers, the Panther Cubs. Everybody, they want to come up and be the Lion King. They want to be like, I'm the Panther now, I'm the leader of the Panthers now, and nobody else can use the Panther name, nobody else can, so they got this kind of thing going on. So this woman is talking about suing the niece, but the son of, Dr. Huey P. Newton Rico, he said that he, authorized, or he gave the Philadelphia, the authority to use the original Black Panthers. So Dr. Boyce, so obviously Dr. Boyce just, he's acting as a propaganda arm. And when you step into lanes that, you're not trained for, and you just because I recall Michi X dissecting Dr. Boyce Watkins, and he chases the algorithms, whatever's popular, Nicki Minaj, whatever, anything that's happening, getting in beefs with Lizzo, he doesn't move like a regular PhD in finance. Some people just do their business, but this whole internet trolling, algorithm, for beefs and for prestige and to, get views, this is a serious problem. So Dr. Boyce trying to get people to talk about this, man, you got people missing money. People missing money, getting involved. I got people sending me stuff about Minneapolis, and I'm sitting there man, I got things I need to focus on. I got articles to write, people, books to write. People, I'm becoming in demand. I got to learn about these stocks and to look at, investing in houses. I got career things I have going on. So, so I'm just sitting there man, why are we directing the masses of people in this area? They in Philly. They not well, now they start to come to Baltimore, but but why does what they do got affect what you do, Dr. Boyce? You got important things to do, your PhD in finance. You can't be a grassroots revolutionary theorist intellectual, you know what I'm saying? But and then you got it wrong. That's the thing. You got the story wrong by just posting her clip as a propaganda machine. She's maybe the niece, legitimately, but she don't know what the hell she's talking about. Like she called new black, what she called new black Panthers, the United Black Panthers. She just putting out names, and you just posting, assuming, and there's different little factions that are using the original Black Panther name. So you never know who these are affiliated with, but you just gonna, you assume you just want to diss these Philadelphia guys that, who may not be able to, articulate what they mean or what they want to do and how they want to defend. So you angry because you think that they shouldn't be protecting immigrants, I assume. So, and that's one thing I wanted to, just get out into the world. But I also see this shows a pattern. I'm putting this together with Dr. Umar Johnson, right? And how both of them are becoming gossip columnists versus they're not journalists. Like a journalist, for Dr. Watkins, you would have, looked at that and then added your commentary. I posted twice on his Instagram. Nothing disrespectful, just I said, you do know that that there is a new Black Panther Party and you spoke at their event, so could you please make that correction? Can you just let that be known that these are not the new Black Panther Party, as Erica or Jessica, whatever this P. Newton, whoever this niece of Huey P. Newton actually is. So that's what you do as a, you don't have to have a journalist background. I sort of do. I wrote for in this newspapers, one newspaper really, where I was actually, had my work critiqued by an actual journalist in the Sandtown, Winchester viewpoint, in the Sandtown area, right where Freddie Gray was actually killed. So I had about circulation about 10,000 at that time. Had about 10,000 at that time, but we made it happen. So, but I wanted to also speak, for instance, and this is, I'm just putting it together just to show, man, these people are focused. You can't just be out, all around. And Umar Johnson has too much knowledge, he should have too much valuable time or knowledge to be so articulate in all this gossip stuff. So let me just share some of the topics that Dr. Umar has talked about, and mostly on this art of dialogue. So I assume that these people are clout chasing for views too, because the guy Art is asking Dr. Umar every single gossipy, low vibrational, Negro stuff that you could possibly find, stuff that the masses of mind readers, that the People magazine and TMZ and just everything that the Breakfast Club, every unintelligent lumped in proletariat, just everything that's gossipy that's going on. So, okay, let's see. Wait a minute. Let me see. So, one, Dr. Umar reveals why he believes Donald Trump didn't party Diddy. Alright, well, okay. Here it is. Dr. Umar Johnson breaks the silence on Nicki Minaj speaking at Turning Point. That could be political or whatever. Okay, that, but again, it's just speaking on these Negroes that do nothing. I ain't gonna say that Diddy and Nicki haven't done nothing for, the black community or whatever, but, just Negro stuff. So, Dr. Umar wins Stephen A. Smith. So they targeting popular people, putting their names out there to so that the masses of people that don't really do nothing in life, so that they can look and say, oh yeah, Umar said this, Like, nothing comes from this. Any building, any wealth building, asset accumulation, like consciousness, like, how do you, just outside of talking, how do you move the people towards doing something for themselves or being better? Like, some skills, some training. And Dr. Umar on Pastor allowing his wife to wear a dress that looked whatever, like skin, whatever. I couldn't read the rest. It's on Dr. Umar Johnson on Kenan Thompson wife dating his Saturday Night Live co-star. Dr. Umar Johnson gives his honest take on assault claims against L.A. Reid. Dr. Umar Johnson breaks down Michigan coach wife called 911. Dr. Umar responds to Tashina Arnold reverse colorism claim. Dr. Umar Johnson on Hulk Hogan's death. Man. Can you imagine Malcolm X or Marcus Garvey literally talking about Hollywood, everything? And somebody said something saying Umar wants to be in Hollywood so bad. They say he wants to be, and that's what I'm thinking, do schools, what's the role of schools? You want to be a principal of a school. Are you going to sit and, now this is life studies or whatever, social studies possibly, talking about these things, but how much are you going to give this amount of attention outside of what they say, the STEM trainings, the math readings, and, what math skills. Baltimore City has a low, ridiculously low math skills. What does talking about that enhance the life of youth? For instance, in Wilmington where you are, everything has to be directed towards a cause, not all over the place. And some of these things, I'm damn, Umar, hold on, here another one. Tyler Perry, Dr. Umar breaks silence on Tyler Perry's new accuser coming forward. Umar Johnson talks about Dave Chappelle. Umar Johnson on Jay-Z. Will's talking about Will Smith. Man, I couldn't imagine in my adult life, spending time, really, and sometimes how he talk about these people, I'm just man, you spend a whole lot of damn time in their lives. You really are a gossipy Negro. Umar Johnson is a gossipy Negro. He knows all the details of these people's lives. I didn't, some of the housewives, I don't know these people. P.D. Jakes, Michael Jackson, Shannon Sharpe, 50 Cent. Literally, R. Kelly. He just gossips. He now is focused on gossiping about people's lives. Everything, all the details, every, detail that go on. I can't believe that somebody knows that much about somebody else's life. Some stuff I just be man, how, I got a lot of people that I know that, man, they know every sport, trade, who's getting traded, what rounds different players are going in. I just don't get how people got the brain capacity to pay attention to all of that. I just don't get it. So I'm just man, these folks, man, this social media has changed the game. I couldn't imagine Malcolm X and Dr. King sitting around talking. Boyce was a little better. At least he talking about something, that's gonna impact all of us. And Umar's just he is going off on for the gossipy Negroes. He giving up hands. He'll talk about the politics and what's happening, like in the community with the shootings and, what we need to do. We got to go to the streets, how we need to deal with our youth, how we transform our community, how we, growing our own food, something, man. Something. We don't need you, Dr. Umar, the Prince of Pan-Africanism. We don't need you to tell us about Will Smith and P. Diddy, Jamal Bryant. We don't need you giving your intellectual time to that. We need you, being economically sophisticated. We need you teaching the young men how to be men. We need you learning real estate, and we need you, let's see, what else? We need you, well, I would say you were a political science major, but you just dropped off on that now. It's just like talking about not voting. I mean, sitting, well, I don't know. I don't know if he was like, how much he was against Kamala. I know he went in on her. And now you got Trump, and now you talking bad about Trump, and so, but Umar, I think you were one of those that, sat on the couch, sat home, or whatever they say. So, you the reason Trump, got in there. Matter of fact, you went in on Kamala. Yes, I remember, and I just thought that it wasn't tactfully strategic. You have to build allies with a few. I mean, because here's the thing. For those that think that, that they're going to build a mass movement from the ground up, and I've seen it, for instance, in Baltimore, the lumpen or the proletariat, that's the term that they use, the masses, in the Marxist term, those who, the underserved, the underclass, if you will. There's limits to how much you, for instance, if you're doing the right things, taking care of yourself, building your wealth, your resources, there are only certain limits an individual can do. For instance, if you aren't an elected official where you're dealing with policy, I mean, or you have to have an institution, you need a school, or you building with the churches, these are small little pocket groups. I mean, now, don't get me wrong, some of them, definitely, do some good work, but they're in the pocket, they're pocket organizations, right? And so, I'm just why does spending all of your time, being a gossip columnist matter? Why should it matter to, those of us who are serious about empowerment and growth and freedom and liberation? So this is even to Dr. Boyce Watkins, who I know he does his tactfully, and I assume that this art guy is sort of doing that with Dr. Umar, but Dr. Boyce, he tracks the algorithm. Sister Michi X once said that that's what Dr. Umar do. He's whatever's trending, we talking about it. We trying to get eyeballs. And let me just say about this. You don't need every eyeball. My brother Trevor Alex said, not only do you want to keep, attract some people into your movement, you want to keep some people out. You don't want just every eyeball, looking at your social media in your little subscription payment program. So this goes into, those that are building tribes, building businesses. You just can't have everybody in there that aren't, intellectually ready, right? They're not on a business level where they should be, or before you build them up, they can handle the demand, the conversations, the intellectual space that you are operating in. So, and this is where, and that's, my challenges with various churches is like, look, I can't be, just in spaces with everybody. Like, I don't have time. Like, when you have things to do in your life, you want to organize around, of course, you do your charity work, of course, serve the Creator however you need to, but you don't have to have time to be just like socializing with people that aren't growing, right? And that's even what I find in Baltimore. It's just like, man, people stop texting me, telling me, what person got something, not good to say about me. I'm just like, honestly, most of it is just hateration because they can't get into some of the spaces that I intellectually grew into fulfilling the work of Dr. Amos Wilson and carrying his work into my mind, into my heart, in terms of where I'm able to go and how I think these things can be moved forward. And so, and maybe Dr. Amos Wilson only had theories, and some people are more practical. So, but again, that's what I want to know. Like, all right, and I don't feel like I need to be like to give an opinion on every damn thing, every damn body, and that's what they've turned into. Dr. Umar and Dr. Boyce Watkins have turned into people that want to talk about any and everything and everybody and just gossip. And we don't need gossipers. We need liberators. We need builders. We need institution builders. We need wealth builders. We need owners. We need political theorists. We need global economic theorists. And so, yes. So all of those. So I'm curious how we're gonna move forward in the next few years, and so. I know what I'm going to do. I got some good real estate, some good stock, things going on, some trainings and things. So, I know, like, where I need to be, like, personally. I still, contribute and give, but I know that I can't transform everybody. Everybody not going to, evolve. And so I'm going to pause and learn who you can take where, right? And, like I said, Dr. Claude Anderson said, he said, put the oxygen mask on yourself first, and then you put it on your neighbor. And so that's what I believe that I'm going to, try to figure out there. How do I position, myself to ensure that I'm surviving? But I know you ain't going to learn nothing from Boyce and Dr. Umar that's just trying to be popular. Like, sometimes you gotta stay on code, stay on your mission, stay on your training, what you're good at, and what the people need, versus putting up false information about the Black Panthers and not correcting or educating the people properly about what is factual. So, alright, y'all, I'm out. Peace, and blessings. Thank you all for tuning in, listening. Dr. Haki Squad. Follow me on Raising Consciousness and Capital on my YouTube page, Success Scholar Haki on my Instagram. I post a lot of my AI clips, real small clips on my Instagram, as well as TikTok now. I believe it's Haki Ami, HAKIAMMI. Or it may be Success Scholar on TikTok. I'm starting to do a lot more on TikTok as well. So, and my Facebook page, Haki Shakur Me. Peace and blessings. I'm out.